Hello, English learners. Welcome back to Talk English Now. I'm Sarah, and today we're going to practice slow English listening and fluency together. We will move step by step, slowly, calmly, so that you can listen carefully, repeat after me, and begin to feel more confident when you speak. Before we begin, I want you to relax. Take a deep breath, smile a little, and remind yourself that you are here to enjoy English, not to be perfect. Mistakes are part of learning, and every time you practice, you grow stronger. Let's start with some simple listening and shadowing. I will say short sentences slowly, and you can repeat after me. Remember, don't translate in your head. Don't worry about grammar. Just listen to the rhythm and the sound. Copy my voice like an echo. Ready? I am learning English. Now you repeat. I am learning English. I speak a little every day. Now you repeat. I speak a little every day. English is part of my life. Now you repeat. English is part of my life. Very good. This is the shadowing practice. Short, clear sentences that you can follow and copy. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to train your ears, your mouth, and your brain to work together in English. Many learners ask me, Sarah, how can I practice listening and speaking when I don't live in an English-speaking country? The answer is simple. You create small moments in your day where English becomes your companion. This is why I speak slowly in this lesson, so you can hear every sound, so you can join in. Let's continue with more sentences you can shadow. I listen to English with focus. Now you repeat. I listen to English with focus. I practice speaking out loud. Now you repeat. I practice speaking out loud. My English is getting better. Now you repeat. My English is getting better. Excellent. The more you repeat these lines, the more natural they become. Soon these small sentences turn into habits, and habits create fluency. Let's talk about listening. Listening is the foundation of language. When you were a child, before you could speak, you listened to the voices around you. You listen to rhythm, tone, and sound. That is how children learn, and it is how you can learn too. If you make listening a daily habit, even 5 or 10 minutes, your brain begins to recognize patterns. Words connect faster. Sentences flow more naturally. Listening is like food for your English. Without it, speaking becomes harder, but with it, speaking becomes easier. So I want you to listen carefully now. I will tell you a short, simple story in slow English, and you will shadow parts of it with me. This morning I woke up early. Now you repeat. This morning I woke up early. The sun was shining through my window. Now you repeat. The sun was shining through my window. I made a cup of tea. Now you repeat. I made a cup of tea. I sat quietly and enjoyed the moment. Now you repeat. I sat quietly and enjoyed the moment. Very good. This is how you can practice with any small story. You listen, you repeat, you imagine the situation, and you feel the words, not just study them. Shadowing is powerful because it trains fluency directly. You don't stop to think. You don't translate. You just speak. At first, it feels strange, maybe even uncomfortable, but slowly, your brain accepts the new rhythm, and speaking begins to feel smoother. Let's try a new group of sentences. I am not afraid of mistakes. Now you repeat, I am not afraid of mistakes. Practice makes me stronger. Now you repeat. Practice makes me stronger. English is part of my journey. Now you repeat. English is part of my journey. Very nice. I hope you are speaking out loud with me. Don't just listen quietly. Really use your voice. When you speak out loud, your tongue, your mouth, and your brain all practice together. Now, let's continue with more slow listening practice. I want you to imagine an ordinary day. Picture it in your mind as I speak. I wake up and stretch my arms. Now you repeat. I wake up and stretch my arms. I wash my face with cool water. Now you repeat. I wash my face with cool water. I eat a small breakfast. Now you repeat. I eat a small breakfast. I walk outside and breathe fresh air. Now you repeat. I walk outside and breathe fresh air. These simple daily life sentences are perfect for A1 and A2 learners. They are clear, easy to imagine, and useful for everyday speaking. The key to fluency is not big, difficult grammar rules. The key is small, repeated sentences that become natural. When you repeat them every day, they stay in your memory. So let's try some sentences about feelings. I feel happy today. Now you repeat. I feel happy today. Sometimes I feel tired. Now you repeat. Sometimes I feel tired. I feel excited when I learn. Now you repeat. I feel excited when I learn. I feel calm when I listen slowly. Now you repeat. I feel calm when I listen slowly. Well done. Feelings are part of everyday conversations, so when you practice them, you prepare for real-life English. Now, take a short pause, breathe again, and think about how much English you have already practiced with me. You see, learning is not about speed. It is about steady steps, one sentence at a time, one small practice at a time. Let's finish this first part with some motive. Ational shadowing. I believe in myself. Now you repeat. I believe in myself. Every day I improve. Now you repeat. Every day I improve. English will become natural for me. Now you repeat. English will become natural for me. I enjoy this practice. Now you repeat. I enjoy this practice. Excellent work. You are building fluency. You are training your mind. And you are creating habits that will stay with you for life. Remember, slow listening and shadowing are not just study techniques. They are your bridge to real English. The more you listen and repeat, the more confident you will become. And that is the end of this first section. But don't stop. Keep your energy. Keep your voice active. And join me in the next part as we continue building your English together, step by step, slowly, and with confidence. Welcome back. Let's keep going together. Your focus and practice are what make the difference. Remember, the more you listen and repeat, the more your English begins to feel natural. We will continue with short daily life sentences that you can shadow. Imagine each one clearly in your mind. Let's begin. I open the door and step outside. Now you repeat. I open the door and step outside. The air is cool and fresh. Now you repeat. The air is cool and fresh. I walk slowly down the street. Now you repeat. I walk slowly down the street. I see people going to work. Now you repeat. I see people going to work. Very good. When you imagine these small pictures while speaking, you connect the words to meaning. This makes the practice more powerful. Let's continue with another small scene. I take the bus to town. Now you repeat. I take the bus to town. I sit near the window. Now you repeat. I sit near the window. I watch the city pass by. Now you repeat. I watch the city pass by. I hear people talking softly. Now you repeat. I hear people talking softly. Excellent. This is how you can practice every day. You take real-life moments and turn them into simple English sentences. Then you repeat them slowly and clearly. Listening carefully is important, but speaking out loud is the key to fluency. Don't be shy. Don't whisper. Give your voice space and confidence. Let's try some sentences about daily routines. I go to work in the morning. Now you repeat. I go to work in the morning. I finish in the evening. Now you repeat. I finish in the evening. I eat dinner with my family. Now you repeat. I eat dinner with my family. I rest before I sleep. Now you repeat. I rest before I sleep. These are sentences you can use every day, and the more you repeat them, the more automatic they become. Fluency is not magic. Fluency is practice. Every sentence you repeat is one more step forward. Now let's move to sentences about emotions, because emotions are part of real conversations. I feel hungry before lunch. Now you repeat. I feel hungry before lunch. I feel happy when I learn. Now you repeat. I feel happy when I learn. I feel calm when I breathe deeply. Now you repeat. I feel calm when I breathe deeply. I feel strong when I practice English. Now you repeat. I feel strong when I practice English. Wonderful. You are practicing listening, speaking, and emotional vocabulary at the same time. Now let's slow down with a short story. Listen carefully and shadow the sentences with me. Yesterday I went to the market. Now you repeat. Yesterday I went to the market. I bought fresh fruit and vegetables. Now you repeat. I bought fresh fruit and vegetables. I carried a heavy bag home. Now you repeat. I carried a heavy bag home. I made a big salad for dinner. Now you repeat. I made a big salad for dinner. Stories like this are simple but useful because they mirror daily life, and daily life is where you use English the most. Now, let's practice some motivational lines. I can learn step by step. Now you repeat. I can learn step by step. I don't give up easily. Now you repeat. I don't give up easily. I grow stronger with practice. Now you repeat. I grow stronger with practice. English becomes easier every day. Now you repeat. English becomes easier every day. Excellent. These lines are not only good English sentences, they also build your confidence. Sometimes learners feel nervous. They feel afraid of mistakes. But remember, mistakes are signs of progress. Each one is a lesson, and every time you practice, you are getting closer to fluency. Let's do more practice together. I read an English story at night. Now you repeat. I read an English story at night. I listen to English when I walk. Now you repeat. I listen to English when I walk. I write short notes in English. Now you repeat. I write short notes in English. I practice speaking for 5 minutes. Now you repeat. I practice speaking for 5 minutes. These are examples of small daily habits, little things you can add to your routine without stress. Fluency is not about studying for many hours. It's about steady, daily connection with the language. Now, let's add a little variety. I will give you questions, and you can shadow them too. How are you today? Now you repeat. How are you today? What do you want to eat? Now you repeat. What do you want to eat? Where are you going now? Now you repeat. Where are you going now? When do you usually wake up? Now you repeat. When do you usually wake up? Good. These small questions are the heart of conversation. Practice them often, and you will feel ready to speak with others. Let's imagine another short scene. I walk into a cafe. Now you repeat. I walk into a cafe. I order a hot coffee. Now you repeat. I order a hot coffee. I sit at a quiet table. Now you repeat. I sit at a quiet table. I read a book while I drink. Now you repeat. I read a book while I drink. Simple stories like this make English alive. And when you repeat them, your speaking becomes smoother. Let's finish this part with more positive affirmations. I enjoy learning English every day. Now you repeat. I enjoy learning English every day. I speak more clearly each week. Now you repeat. I speak more clearly each week. My confidence grows with practice. Now you repeat. My confidence grows with practice. I am proud of my progress. Now you repeat. I am proud of my progress. Very good. Keep your voice strong. Keep your energy calm, and stay with me as we continue this journey. The next part will bring even more daily life English for you to practice slowly and confidently. You are doing so well. I hope you can already feel the rhythm of English becoming smoother for you. The more you listen and repeat, the more natural it becomes. Remember, this practice is about slow progress, not speed. Let's begin this part with simple action sentences. I open my notebook and write. Now you repeat. I open my notebook and write. I look at the words carefully. Now you repeat. I look at the words carefully. I say them out loud to remember. Now you repeat. I say them out loud to remember. I feel happy when I see my progress. Now you repeat. I feel happy when I see my progress. Excellent. This is how small habits build your memory. Next, let's practice some conversation lines. Hello, how are you? Now you repeat. Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. Now you repeat. I am fine, thank you. What are you doing today? Now you repeat. What are you doing today? I am learning English with Sarah. Now you repeat. I am learning English with Sarah. Good. These basic lines are simple, but they are the building blocks of fluency. Sometimes learners think they need advanced words to speak well, but the truth is, fluency means using simple words smoothly, clearly, and with confidence. Let's try more daily actions. Imagine yourself doing them as you speak. I wash the dishes after dinner. Now you repeat. I wash the dishes after dinner. I clean the table slowly. Now you repeat. I clean the table slowly. I watch a short English video. Now you repeat. I watch a short English video. I listen carefully and repeat the words. Now you repeat. I listen carefully and repeat the words. Wonderful. This is how you combine English with your real life. Now let's do a small shadowing exercise with morning routines. I wake up and smile. Now you repeat. I wake up and smile. I make my bed neatly. Now you repeat. I make my bed neatly. I drink a glass of water. Now you repeat. I drink a glass of water. I get ready for the day. Now you repeat. I get ready for the day. Great work. These are sentences you can actually use every day. Remember, English practice is not about sitting for hours. It's about using small moments, short sentences, daily actions. Now let's practice describing the weather, because weather is one of the most common topics in conversation. Today is sunny and bright. Now you repeat. Today is sunny and bright. The sky is cloudy and gray. Now you repeat. The sky is cloudy and gray. It is raining outside. Now you repeat. It is raining outside. The air feels warm and soft. Now you repeat. The air feels warm and soft. Perfect. With these simple sentences, you can start real conversations. Let's add some sentences about time. It is morning and the sun is rising. Now you repeat. It is morning and the sun is rising. It is afternoon and I am working. Now you repeat. It is afternoon and I am working. It is evening and I am relaxing. Now you repeat. It is evening and I am relaxing. It is night and I am ready to sleep. Now you repeat. It is night and I am ready to sleep. Very nice. These are natural ways to describe your day. Let's do some motivational practice again, because motivation helps you continue learning. I am patient with myself. Now you repeat. I am patient with myself. I enjoy learning step by step. Now you repeat. I enjoy learning step by step. I am proud of my effort. Now you repeat. I am proud of my effort. My English is improving every day. Now you repeat. My English is improving every day. Excellent. Keep that energy with you. Let's imagine another story. Listen carefully and repeat each line. Last weekend I visited a park. Now you repeat. Last weekend I visited a park. I walked slowly under the trees. Now you repeat. I walked slowly under the trees. I watched children playing happily. Now you repeat. I watched children playing happily. I sat on a bench and read a book. Now you repeat. I sat on a bench and read a book. This type of practice gives you fluency with common words. Now, let's add some sentences about future plans. I will study English tomorrow. Now you repeat. I will study English tomorrow. I will practice speaking with a friend. Now you repeat. I will practice speaking with a friend. I will listen to English music. Now you repeat. I will listen to English music. I will keep learning every day. Now you repeat. I will keep learning every day. Good. The future tense is useful for planning and conversations. Now, before we continue, let me give you a friendly reminder. If you're enjoying this lesson, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more daily English practice. Your support helps us share more lessons with learners like you. Let's continue with more questions and answers. Do you like English? Now you repeat. Do you like English? Yes, I like English very much. Now you repeat. Yes, I like English very much. Are you learning every day? Now you repeat. Are you learning every day? Yes, I am learning every day. Now you repeat. Yes, I am learning every day. Good. Small questions and answers make you ready for real communication. Let's finish this part with some closing affirmations. I speak English with confidence. Now you repeat. I speak English with confidence. I enjoy every small step. Now you repeat. I enjoy every small step. English is my daily practice. Now you repeat. English is my daily practice. I am becoming fluent step by step. Now you repeat. I am becoming fluent step by step. Well done. You are doing amazing work. Stay with me and continue this journey. Together, we will keep building your fluency slowly and naturally. Let's begin again. Calm and steady, one sentence at a time. Every time you listen and repeat, you are building your English muscles. Let's practice with more sentences about daily activities. I go shopping at the store. Now you repeat. I go shopping at the store. I carry a bag of food home. Now you repeat. I carry a bag of food home. I put the food on the table. Now you repeat. I put the food on the table. I cook a simple meal for dinner. Now you repeat. I cook a simple meal for dinner. Very good. These small actions are common in everyday life, and practicing them makes you ready for real conversations. Let's add more. I wash my clothes in the machine. Now you repeat. I wash my clothes in the machine. I hang them outside to dry. Now you repeat. I hang them outside to dry. I fold them neatly when they are ready. Now you repeat. I fold them neatly when they are ready. I put them back in the cupboard. Now you repeat. I put them back in the cupboard. Wonderful. These sentences show you how to connect English to ordinary life. Now let's imagine a short evening routine. I sit down after work. Now you repeat. I sit down after work. I watch a little television. Now you repeat. I watch a little television. I drink a cup of tea. Now you repeat. I drink a cup of tea. I talk with my family before bed. Now you repeat. I talk with my family before bed. Good. This is the rhythm of everyday English. Now let's move to sentences about travel. I take a train to the city. Now you repeat. I take a train to the city. I buy a ticket at the station. Now you repeat. I buy a ticket at the station. I sit by the window during the trip. Now you repeat. I sit by the window during the trip. I arrive safely at my stop. Now you repeat. I arrive safely at my stop. These sentences help you feel comfortable in travel situations. Let's keep practicing with simple questions. What time is it now? Now you repeat. What time is it now? It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Now you repeat. It is 9 o'clock in the morning. Where are you going today? Now you repeat. Where are you going today? I am going to the library. Now you repeat. I am going to the library. Excellent. These are the types of exchanges you may have in real life. Let's imagine a visit to a cafe again, but this time add more detail. I walk to the counter and smile. Now you repeat. I walk to the counter and smile. I ask for a hot tea politely. Now you repeat. I ask for a hot tea politely. I pay with cash and wait. Now you repeat. I pay with cash and wait. I take my drink and say thank you. Now you repeat. I take my drink and say thank you. I sit down and enjoy my tea slowly. Now you repeat. I sit down and enjoy my tea slowly. Wonderful. Notice how these small stories create natural English scenes. Now, let's try sentences about learning itself. I read an English book every night. Now you repeat. I read an English book every night. I listen to English podcasts daily. Now you repeat. I listen to English podcasts daily. I write a few lines in my journal. Now you repeat. I write a few lines in my journal. I practice speaking with confidence. Now you repeat. I practice speaking with confidence. Good. These are habits you can add into your routine right away. Let's slow down with a small motivational story. Yesterday I felt tired. Now you repeat. Yesterday I felt tired, but I still listened to English for 10 minutes. Now you repeat. But I still listened to English for 10 minutes. I repeated some sentences out loud. Now you repeat. I repeated some sentences out loud. I felt proud of myself for not giving up. Now you repeat. I felt proud of myself for not giving up. This story is simple, but it shows the power of consistency. Let's continue with sentences about places. I go to the park to walk. Now you repeat. I go to the park to walk. I sit near the river to rest. Now you repeat. I sit near the river to rest. I look at the trees and the birds. Now you repeat. I look at the trees and the birds. I feel calm in nature. Now you repeat. I feel calm in nature. Beautiful. Speaking about places connects your English with real experiences. Now let's add a few sentences about friends. I call my friend on the phone. Now you repeat. I call my friend on the phone. We talk about our day. Now you repeat. We too talk about our day. We laugh together. Now you repeat. We laugh together. I say goodbye politely. Now you repeat. I say goodbye politely. These lines are very natural for real conversations. Let's end this part with positive affirmations. I believe in my progress. Now you repeat. I believe in my progress. I trust the process of learning. Now you repeat. I trust the process of learning. I feel stronger every week. Now you repeat. I feel stronger every week. I am becoming fluent step by step. Now you repeat. I am becoming fluent step by step. Wonderful. Stay with this rhythm, calm, slow, confident, and join me in the next part, where we will continue to explore more daily life English and grow your fluency together. Welcome back again. You are doing wonderful work. Every sentence you repeat brings you closer to natural fluency. Remember, it is not about speed. It is about steady practice, day by day. Let's begin with more simple actions you can imagine and repeat. I open my laptop to study. Now you repeat. I open my laptop to study. I type slowly on the keyboard. Now you repeat. I type slowly on the keyboard. I read an article in English. Now you repeat. I read an article in English. I take short notes in my notebook. Now you repeat. I take short notes in my notebook. Very good. Combining reading and writing makes your learning stronger. Now let's continue with sentences about health. I drink water to stay fresh. Now you repeat. I drink water to stay fresh. I eat healthy food for energy. Now you repeat. I eat healthy food for energy. I walk outside for exercise. Now you repeat. I walk outside for exercise. I go to bed early for rest. Now you repeat. I go to bed early for rest. Excellent. These are useful sentences for talking about well-being in everyday life. Now let's practice more questions and answers. What do you like to eat? Now you repeat. What do you like to eat? I like to eat rice and vegetables. Now you repeat. I like to eat rice and vegetables. Where do you live? Now you repeat. Where do you live? I live in a small town. Now you repeat. I live in a small town. Good. Keep repeating them with a natural voice. Let's continue with sentences about school and learning. I go to class every morning. Now you repeat. I go to class every morning. I listen carefully to my teacher. Now you repeat. I listen carefully to my teacher. I ask questions when I don't understand. Now you repeat. I ask questions when I don't understand. I do my homework on time. Now you repeat. I do my homework on time. Excellent. These sentences are useful for students of all ages. Now let's practice a short story about meeting someone new. Yesterday, I met a new friend. Now you repeat. Yesterday, I met a new friend. We talked for a few minutes. Now you repeat. We talked for a few minutes. We exchanged phone numbers. Now you repeat. We exchanged phone numbers. We agreed to meet again soon. Now you repeat. We agreed to meet again soon. Stories like this give you confidence to start small conversations in real life. Let's add some sentences about feelings again. I feel relaxed when I listen to music. Now you repeat. I feel relaxed when I listen to music. I feel tired after a long day. Now you repeat. I feel tired. And after a long day, I feel excited about learning. Now you repeat. I feel excited about learning. I feel grateful for my progress. Now you repeat. I feel grateful for my progress. Wonderful. Feelings connect language to emotions, which makes it more natural. Let's continue with some travel practice. I book a hotel room online. Now you repeat. I book a hotel room online. I arrive at the airport early. Now you repeat. I arrive at the airport early. I show my passport at the counter. Now you repeat. I show my passport at the counter. I wait at the gate for my flight. Now you repeat. I wait at the gate for my flight. Good. Practicing these lines prepares you for real travel experiences. Now let's practice motivational affirmations again. I can understand more each day. Now you repeat. I can understand more each day. I am speaking more fluently. Now you repeat. I am speaking more fluently. I am not afraid of mistakes. Now you repeat. I am not afraid of mistakes. I am confident when I practice. Now you repeat. I am confident when I practice. Excellent. Always remember that motivation and repetition are powerful partners. Let's slow down with another story. Last night I watched a movie in English. Now you repeat. Last night I watched a movie in English. I didn't understand every word. Now you repeat. I didn't understand every word, but I enjoyed the story. Now you repeat. But I enjoyed the story. I learned new expressions from the film. Now you repeat. I learned new expressions from the film. This shows you that even if you don't understand everything, you can still learn and enjoy. Now let's practice more daily actions. I take a shower in the morning. Now you repeat. I take a shower in the morning. I brush my teeth carefully. Now you repeat. I brush my teeth carefully. I comb my hair neatly. Now you repeat. I comb my hair neatly. I get dressed for the day. Now you repeat. I get dressed for the day. Good. These are part of simple routines you can always use in English practice. Now let's practice more polite expressions. Excuse me, can you help me? Now you repeat. Excuse me, can you help me? Thank you very much. Now you repeat. Thank you very much. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Now you repeat. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Have a nice day. Now you repeat. Have a nice day. Perfect. Polite words create good communication and make conversations smoother. Let's end this part with strong affirmations. I enjoy listening slowly. Now you repeat. I enjoy listening slowly. I am learning step by step. Now you repeat. I am learning step by step. English is becoming natural for me. Now you repeat. English is becoming natural for me. I believe in my success. Now you repeat. I believe in my success. Excellent work. You are building not only fluency, but also confidence. Stay with me for the final part, where we will bring everything together and finish with motivation and encouragement. You are doing amazing work. We are in the final stretch of this long practice together. Remember, each time you shadow my voice, you are building natural fluency. Let's begin this part with sentences about daily communication. I say hello to my neighbor. Now you repeat. I say hello to my neighbor. I ask simple questions politely. Now you repeat. I ask simple questions politely. I listen carefully to the answer. Now you repeat. I listen carefully to the answer. I reply with a short sentence. Now you repeat. I reply with a short sentence. Good. Conversations often begin with small exchanges like this. Let's move to sentences about work. I start my job in the morning. Now you repeat. I start my job in the morning. I check my emails carefully. Now you repeat. I check my emails carefully. I join a short meeting with my team. Now you repeat. I join a short meeting with my team. I finish my tasks one by one. Now you repeat. I finish my tasks one by one. Excellent. Practicing work-related sentences helps you prepare for professional life. Now let's practice more questions and answers. Do you understand me? Now you repeat. Do you understand me? Yes, I understand you clearly. Now you repeat. Yes, I understand you clearly. Can you repeat that, please? Now you repeat. Can you repeat that, please? Sure, I can repeat it for you. Now you repeat. Sure, I can repeat it for you. Wonderful. These are useful for real conversations when you need clarity. Let's continue with a short story. This morning, I walked to the library. Now you repeat. This morning, I walked to the library. I borrowed an English book. Now you repeat. I borrowed an English book. I read a few pages quietly. Now you repeat. I read a few pages quietly. I enjoyed learning something new. Now you repeat. I enjoyed learning something new. Stories like this give you practice with the past tense in an easy way. Now let's focus on sentences about technology. I open an app on my phone. Now you repeat. I open an app on my phone. I send a short message to a friend. Now you repeat. I send a short message to a friend. I watch a video on YouTube. Now you repeat. I watch a video on YouTube. I listen to English music online. Now you repeat. I listen to English music online. Good. These are part of modern daily life, so it's useful to practice them too. Let's add some motivational affirmations. I keep practicing every day. Now you repeat. I keep practicing every day. I stay patient with myself. Now you repeat. I stay patient with myself. I believe in my ability to learn. Now you repeat. I believe in my ability to learn. I enjoy every small success. Now you repeat. I enjoy every small success. Excellent. These affirmations strengthen your confidence while you practice English. Let's move to sentences about free time. I read a book in the evening. Now you repeat. I read a book in the evening. I play a simple game on my phone. Now you repeat. I play a simple game on my phone. I walk outside with a friend. Now you repeat. I walk outside with a friend. I listen to music before bed. Now you repeat. I listen to music before bed. Wonderful. These daily life actions are easy to imagine and repeat. Now let's do another small question practice. What is your favorite color? Now you repeat. What is your favorite color? My favorite color is blue. Now you repeat. My favorite color is blue. What do you usually do on weekends? Now you repeat. What do you usually do on weekends? I usually rest and spend time with family. Now you repeat. I usually rest and spend time with family. Good. Practicing questions and answers prepares you for small talk in English. Let's finish this part with strong affirmations again. I am confident in my practice. Now you repeat. I am confident in my practice. Ice. I learn more each time I listen. Now you repeat. I learn more each time I listen. I am proud of my English journey. Now you repeat. I am proud of my English journey. English is my daily habit now. Now you repeat. English is my daily habit now. Very good. Stay focused and calm. We are almost at the end of this lesson. Join me in the final part, where we will bring everything together with encouragement and motivation to keep practicing every day. You have done an incredible job staying with me through this long practice, step by step, sentence by sentence. You have been building your fluency slowly and clearly. Remember, every time you shadow with me, you are training your ears, your mouth, and your brain to work together in English. Let's begin this final part with sentences about family. I eat dinner with my family. Now you repeat. I eat dinner with my family. I talk with them about my day. Now you repeat. I talk with them about my day. We share stories and laugh together. Now you repeat. We share stories and laugh together. I say good night before going to bed. Now you repeat. I say good night before going to bed. Very good. Family conversations are simple but powerful practice for English. Now let's add sentences about hobbies. I like to paint in my free time. Now you repeat. I like to paint in my free time. I enjoy playing the guitar. Now you repeat. I enjoy playing the guitar. I often write in my journal. Now you repeat. I often write in my journal. I like to take pictures outside. Now you repeat. I like to take pictures outside. Excellent. Hobbies are a great way to talk about yourself in English. Now let's do another small story in slow English. Last Sunday, I cooked a new recipe. Now you repeat. Last Sunday, I cooked a new recipe. I followed the steps carefully. Now you repeat. I followed the steps carefully. The food smelled delicious. Now you repeat. The food smelled delicious. I enjoyed eating it with my family. Now you repeat. I enjoyed eating it with my family. Short stories like this help you remember verbs, connect sentences, and practice past tense naturally. Let's keep going with some polite expressions. Could you please help me with this? Now you repeat. Could you please help me with this? That's very kind of you. Now you repeat. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate your help. Now you repeat. I really appreciate your help. Have a wonderful evening. Now you repeat. Have a wonderful evening. Perfect. These expressions are useful in both casual and formal situations. Now let's practice a few sentences about hopes and dreams. I want to travel to many countries. Now you repeat. I want to travel to many countries. I hope to meet new people. Now you repeat. I hope to meet new people. I dream of speaking English fluently. Now you repeat. I dream of speaking English fluently. I believe my dream will come true. Now you repeat. I believe my dream will come true. Wonderful. Dreams and goals give you motivation to keep going. Let's do another set of affirmations. I am focused on my learning. Now you repeat. I am focused on my learning. I feel stronger with every lesson. Now you repeat. I feel stronger with every lesson. I know that progress takes time. Now you repeat. I know that progress takes time. I will continue no matter what. Now you repeat. I will continue no matter what. Excellent. These sentences will stay with you when you need encouragement. Now, let's practice describing more daily actions. I go shopping for clothes. Now you repeat. I go shopping for clothes. I try on a new shirt. Now you repeat. I try on a new shirt. I pay at the counter. Now you repeat. I pay at the counter. I walk home with my bag. Now you repeat. I walk home with my bag. Good. These are the kinds of small conversations you may have when shopping. Let's continue with sentences about travel again. I buy a ticket for the bus. Now you repeat. I buy a ticket for the bus. I wait at the bus stop. Now you repeat. I wait at the bus stop. The bus arrives on time. Now you repeat. The bus arrives on time. I sit and look out the window. Now you repeat. I sit and look out the window. Excellent. Repetition with simple actions makes you fluent step by step. Now, let's slow down for one final reflection. I know learning English can sometimes feel long. It can sometimes feel difficult. But today, you have practiced slowly and carefully for many minutes with me. You have repeated hundreds of sentences. You have listened closely, and you have spoken with confidence. Remember this feeling, this calm focus, this small progress that grows bigger every day. Let's close with final shadowing lines. I am proud of myself. Now you repeat. I am proud of myself. I have practiced with energy. Now you repeat. I have practiced with energy. I will keep learning tomorrow. Now you repeat. I will keep learning tomorrow. English is becoming a part of me. Now you repeat. English is becoming a part of me. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me in this long practice. I am so proud of your focus and your patience. Remember, fluency is not about being perfect. It is about staying steady, practicing often, and speaking with confidence. Keep listening, keep shadowing, and keep believing in yourself. This is Sarah, and I want to thank you warmly for spending this time with me. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss future lessons. See you in the next practice, and until then, keep speaking, keep smiling, and keep growing in English.